Hello, and welcome back to On the Daily. In this episode, I'm going to share how I doubled my cash revenue in 1 year. And this wasn't about doing more. This wasn't about branding, or this wasn't about doing more. This was more about branding. This was more about my mission. This was more about my vision. And this was about scalability. It was about my spirituality. It was about all the things. So if you're building a business, then this episode is going to give you some really useful growth tips for 2024. Hey, friend. Welcome to On the Daily. I'm your host, Danielle McCleary, and I am a quantum business coach. I'm the host of this podcast. I'm a multi-six-figure entrepreneur, co-founder and president of Hype You Media, and CEO of Danielle on the Daily Coaching. What I'm really interested in is helping you live a life and have a business that is a full body yes. So through all of my education and all of my experience, I'm bringing you 2 episodes a week where I will guide you and give you the tools necessary to scale a massive, sustainable, and sexy business using your intuition, wealth energetics, and human design. What we can call it is business biohacking. So if you're down for that, then I say let's frickin' go. I'm so glad you're here. Human design lovers, it's your time. I have a human design mini mastermind starting on February 1st. So that is in 2 days. And we are utilizing Intuition Authority Power, which is my human design for business course, and we're pairing it with a mastermind. So group chat, live coaching calls once per week, and really, really helping you to implement all of the things from your human design chart into your business, as well as implementing human design into the way that you run your business and how you hire in your business and what your brand is and where your money can come from and your zone of genius and your shadows and like all the things in business that I don't know, we usually forget. That's what this mini mastermind is going to be. So it's not just Intuition Authority Power. It is the Intuition Authority Power mini mastermind, which is human design for business. You only have 2 more days to join. The doors close on February 1st, and it will run for the month of February. So if you want to get up in on that, click the link in our show notes. You can always slide into my DMs if you have any questions, and I hope to see you in there. Okay, so pretty bananas. I started this coaching business in January of 2021. So we're going into our 3rd year. The first year in business, I was in, but I wasn't all in because I was still very much building a network marketing business. And so I did not really start truly building this business until probably 2022. So 2022, I think we did about 180 or $190,000 cash. 2023, we did over double that. I can't remember exactly what we did, but we did over double that. I basically, from 2022 to 2023, I went from averaging about $20,000 months to averaging between $50,000 and $70,000 months. There were higher months, there were lower months, but the average was between 15 and 70,000. So if you can really think about that in terms of like the amount of growth, it was pretty wild. However, I didn't do this by working more. In fact, I went from working on my business like 8 hours a day in 2022 to literally working on it like, I don't know, maybe 5 hours a day, maybe less. And what it really came down to was hiring the right mentor that really understood where I was currently at in business and had mastered where I needed to go. It involves really looking at my product suite and deciding if it was set up for scalability and making the changes necessary to make sure that it could scale. It involved getting very, very clear on how I wanted to be spending my time in business. And it really involved me deepening my connection with the universe, deepening my connection with astrology, deepening my connection with God. Like it really did involve that as well. So let's break some of these down because I know that's the biggest question is like, what do you mean you built out a more scalable product suite? So, okay, in 2022, my business was really I had master classes every single month, new master classes every single month. I had lots of mini programs. I had some big programs. I had some smaller programs, but like everything was new. Like there was nothing being ran twice. It was just like constant new, 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 new. I also had probably at one point, I had 12 private clients and I had never really ran a mastermind. So that was 2022. It was just a lot of stuff that I was offering. Then in 2023, I decided I didn't want to be launching live every single month. I didn't want to be doing something new every single month. And what I really did is I got clear on how I actually wanted to be spending my time. And so I took all my programs and I figured out what was going to stay and what wasn't. I launched a membership. So I took all my master classes and I put them into the society. And I still do master classes once a month, once every other month. Like I do a lot of master classes. So what we did is we put all of those master classes inside of the society and we sold that. I think the starting price of that was 77. It went up to 97 and that was per month. And you would have access to all old master classes plus all new master classes coming out. So we did that, which was really good because that's recurring revenue every single month for me. And you get like 15 people paying $97 and like that's over an extra $1,000 a month that you're making passively just through your membership. So we did that. And then we took my programs, Intuition, Authority, Power, The Reckoning, and Zero to Launch, and we made them my signature programs. So we launched them all live. I created modules for them that were all pre-recorded. And I ran them all as live launches with live calls, and then they became evergreen programs. So even when they weren't running live, people could buy them at any time. To funnel people to that, what we did is we built out a quiz on Typeform, which kind of helped people figure out like which I still use this quiz. It helps people essentially figure out where they're currently at in their business and then helps funnel them to the right offer so that they're in the right program for what they need currently in their business. So we did that. And what that's done is it's really helped to kind of funnel people to those programs when I'm not running them live. So I can still be making money on them since they are passive digital courses. Then I launched a mastermind in early 2023 that I think it ran for 8 weeks. And I ended up making that a rolling mastermind. So my Scale to 6 mastermind is now a rolling mastermind. You can come in and leave at your, when you want. I mean, it's 6 or 12-month contract, but it doesn't start and end. It keeps going and people can kind of come in and go as they need to. And we really put a lot of emphasis in that because I decided I wanted to be spending most of my time with my mastermind clients. Like that's where I really enjoy being because it's the work I really enjoy doing, which is more like mentorship versus just coaching. And so we did that and sold that as a mastermind, as an experience, as a 6-month contract. That became a higher ticket offer. So my membership, the society membership, was a low ticket offer. My 3 signature programs became mid-ticket offers, which are usually, I would say your mid-ticket offers are anywhere from like $1,000 to $5,000 is typically a signature program price. And then my mastermind was higher than that. So my mastermind, I think it was at like 9,000 or something. And that price is now 11,000 or 15,000, depending on if you're in standard or VIP, but that's what we did. So, and then I had my private clients, but I only wanted at max 3 private clients at once. So before I had a lot of private clients that were paying like most of my bills and like most of my income. We re-weighted my business so that a lot of my income was actually coming from my recurring revenue. I decided in 2023, I wanted to build recurring revenue. I wanted to have money coming in regardless if I was actually working for it, which is why we built out scalable offers that could be bought passively and giving value without me having to physically be present. And then I could put my time into, spending time in my mastermind, spending time in Voxer with my private clients, which we raised the prices on significantly because my time became more valuable. So we did that. And that ended up working really well because, I ended up, once you have 20 people in a mastermind and you have 20 people in a membership, and then you have people buying your programs, your income kind of just like comes in. We have payment plans. I stopped putting a lot of emphasis on pay in full. I actually don't care if people pay in full. If you want to, that's great. You don't have to, because sometimes if all we want is pay in full, it kind of keeps our body energetically in this fight or flight of like, I need the full payout. I need the full payout. I need the full payout. And what I did is I really wanted to have that recurring revenue. So I'm all for payment plans. I think they're great. And, it keeps your revenue coming in steady. So then it's like when I offered things like the lightning round, which is like quarterly Voxer coaching, or, when I did VIP days, like these were all things I had the energetic capacity for because my product suite was set up in the way it was. It just wasn't so much live coaching as it was before. And then I hired my coach. So I had worked with other coaches before and got me, to that point. But what I really, really wanted and desired at the beginning of last year was someone who had just like really scaled a business that made a lot of monthly recurring revenue, which by the way is the original MRR. Like the whole like master resale rights thing, taking over that word, it drives me bananas because that's not how it was originally made. MRR is monthly recurring revenue. So I found a mentor who had really, really mastered the ability to scale monthly recurring revenue. And I hired her. And so she helped me kind of do this. We really tapped into what I wanted and how I wanted my business to look and the type of energy that I wanted. And I, up until then, if somebody had asked me like what I do, like the first thing I would do is like lead with my business. And I really decided, I was like, I really kind of want my business to be the least interesting thing about me. And I wouldn't say I'm there yet. I'm definitely, that's for sure a work in progress. But what I eventually want is for my business to like not be that big of a deal because I'm really not actively working that much. I've built up a really successful product suite that offers a ton of value without me having to be physically present. That's the kind of business that I really am interested in building. And so my coach had mastered that herself. And so I've been working with her ever since. I will probably never stop working with her, but that was really big. I cannot stress this enough. If you do not have a mentor, if you are building a business and you do not have a mentor, and I don't mean like you're buying coaches programs at low ticket and like, saying you have a mentor. Having a mentor is someone that you can like get on the phone with and you can like share screen and be like, here's what I have right now. Here's what my business is set up to do. Here's where my success is currently coming from. Like, how can we pivot? And having somebody like with their hands in your business and able to like truly look at what you have and shift it. If you don't have that as a business owner, like your results will reflect that. The biggest reason why we doubled our revenue in 2023 is because I doubled my investment. I went from investing like, I don't know, I was probably investing like a couple $1,000s a month into my business in 2022. I went to investing over like at least close to probably $10,000 into my business every single month. And my results reflected that. So get yourself a mentor, invest in the things that are going to add productivity to your business. Like I cannot stress that enough. So yeah, we refined my product suite and made it more scalable. We increased my prices. We hired a mentor. I also built out a team. So it's kind of funny because everyone always thinks like, oh my gosh, like, you have all this money. And like, I do make really good money. And like my credit card bills would make you vomit. Like my credit card bills would make you vomit because I invest heavily into my business. I hired a team. I hired a business manager in 2023. I hired an extra assistant in 2023. I built out, like I have a whole finance team supporting me. I have a podcast production team supporting me. Like I hired a copywriter. I have an ads manager. Like there's so many things that I hired out in 2023, which allowed me to have more time to be in my genius, which is like thinking outside of the box and like helping people discover who they truly are. And so building out a team was essential in doubling our revenue because it put other people in their zones of genius. So like my assistant is really great at organization. So she was able to come in and kind of like organize my content so that content could be more free flowing. Like my business manager is all about like back end ops. Like we totally built out a back end system on my business that runs really, really flawlessly with or without me. And that was really important to me. So yeah, that was a big thing we did in 2023 was build out a team. And then I really turned up the notch on my own. Like I turned up the heat on my own healing. I turned up the heat on my own subconscious reprogramming, because I don't think there's anything more spiritual than entrepreneurship. And what I mean by that is my business fulfills the best parts of me. It gives me the ability to transform people's lives. It gives me the ability to like help people step into their power. It allows me to activate other people's personal power. It allows me to grow my own mind. It gives me the ability to travel. It gives me the ability to work from home. It gives me my life context. Like there are so many things that it fulfills in me. And it also triggers every insecurity that I have. So my tendency to overthink, my tendency to just say yes, my tendency to try to be available to show that I'm worthy of success or love or whatever it is. Entrepreneurship has like always like just rubbed up against all of those insecurities. And so what I had to do in 2023, if I was going to become like the next version of Danielle, I had to think how she thought. And like there were so many things that I was still allowing myself to get wrapped up in, or to obsess over, or to think about, or to be triggered by, that were not going to serve that version of me. So getting closer to my spirituality, getting closer to my faith, like having so much faith in the universe that it's all going to work out because you have proof in other areas of your life, is a practice, y'all. It is a practice. It is not something you can just like wake up and say once and it'll never go away. Like there are moments where it is really, really fucking hard to trust that it's all working out for your greatest good. And once you get to the point where that's a non-negotiable, you start to realize that things do start to happen quicker for you. So that was a big piece of 2023. And it's still a piece like for 2024, like I'm going to go even deeper into my spirituality in 2024. I'm going to go deeper into healing. I'm going to go deeper into, challenging past versions of myself. But in order to like really double my revenue, I had to put my money where my mouth was and like actually start to challenge every version of myself that disagreed with my growth. Like the parts of myself that got clammy, the parts of myself that played small, the parts of myself that, didn't want to like always speak their mind. Like I had to really get honest with that version of myself, with this version of myself, so that I could challenge all of those past ones that no longer needed to drive the vehicle. So like those are the main things that I really did to double my revenue in 2023. And 2024 is set to be my first like $1 million cash year. Like I've had $1 million sales. I've done $1 million in sales. I've done $1 million in like cumulative cash over the time that I've had a business. But I have yet to do $1 million in $1 million in a 12-month calendar year. And 2024 is going to be the first year we do that. And I am now already thinking like, what does the millionaire version of Danielle do? What habits has the millionaire version of Danielle gotten rid of? What habits have the millionaire version of Danielle actually started? Like, what does she think about? What does she invest in? What does she say no to? What does she say yes to? And I really started to act as if. So like my team is expanding even more already in 2024. I hired full-time social media management. I'm hiring a PR agent to get me more visible in 2024, more articles, more publications, more podcast interviews, more speaking opportunities, like all of those things. And that's just the next step. So yes, more money. Yes, more investing. Yes, an even more scalable product suite. Like my product suite is changing again because I realized like even having 3 signature programs isn't working for me anymore. And so I'm building something else that you will know about very soon. I promise. I'm not trying to rush this. This is like such a precious, sacred, divine time in my business where I'm really getting to like take the time I need to build out this thing, but it's huge and it's so powerful. And it's really like the cornerstone of my work. And that's what I'm really working on currently. And that evolution is truly because of the version of myself that I am becoming. And so I hope this was helpful. To recap, the biggest things I did to double my business in 2023 was refining my product suite, hiring a coach and a mentor that had mastered the things that I wanted to work on. I increased my pricing. I built out a team. I invested way more than double than I had ever invested before. And I went deeper into my own spirituality and subconscious mind. I healed deeper. So share this if it was useful for you. If you are launching a business this year, if really starting a business this year is something that you want, from zero to launch, which is my 90-day business launching blueprint. So it's everything you need to launch a digital business, anything from sales pages to web funnels, to email marketing, to pricing, to offer creation, to content creation, to automation, to upsells. Like, it's all there. And we start March 1st. So you can get on the early bird pricing for that now. If that's something you want, slide into my DMs on Instagram, Danielle _ on the daily, and we'll send that over. But if you're scaling a business in 2024 and you're really ready to take your business to the next level, my Scale to 6 mastermind is like, you have a business, you know what you want, you have an idea of like what you want to do with it. And like, maybe you've had success, you've probably like done well, but maybe your time is not your own. Maybe you still feel like you're burning the candle at both ends and like running on a hamster wheel. And you're really just like ready to make some like easy breezy, beautiful fucking money. That is when you come into Scale to 6, my mastermind. If you join my mastermind before the end of March, you will get invited to our first in-person retreat. So Scale to 6 in real life is happening in Austin, Texas in April 18th through 21st. And if you are in the mastermind, you get a free ticket. So hooray. Again, slide in my DMs. You can go to my website and apply for that, or you can come to my DMs and apply for that, and we'll have a chat and see if it's the right offer for you. But there's so many ways. There's so many ways to work with me. And if you're done playing small, then I'm ready for you. So on that note, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.